record high levels in both value and quality terms, and this is data that's been compiled by the industry body Solvent Extractors Association. The overall export of oil meals during April 2023 to March 2024 has increased to 48.8 lakh tons, valued at 15,370 crore compared to 43.6 lakh tons that was valued around 11,400 crore in the previous year itself. Meanwhile, in a significant transformation of the tourism sector, as per a report released, travellers from India are not only redefining domestic tourism but increasingly travelling to spiritual destinations. The online searches of these places from tier 2 to 3 cities are up by 97% in the last 2 years itself. Searches for Ayodhya grew 585% in 2023 as compared to 2022. It was followed by a 359% jump for Ujjain and 343% rise in searches for places like Badrinath. Meanwhile, Bharat has also emerged as a top-performing nation among G20 countries in the latest QS World University ranking, showcasing a 14% year-on-year improvement in the average ranking of its universities. From 2017 to 2022, its research output surged by an impressive 54%, making it the world's fourth largest producer of research. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to the social media platform X, and this emphasis will deepen even further, thus benefiting our Yuva Shakti. That's what he has said there, while celebrating and congratulating universities all around for this jump, especially the research output. That's been a big focus. Let's now quickly change tack and set up debate number 1 on this edition of the Right Stand. Days ahead of the phase 2 of Lok Sabha polls, a huge blow for the Mamata Banerjee-led government in Bengal. And this is in the Bengal recruitment scam, the teachers' recruitment scam. The Calcutta High Court has cancelled the illegal recruitment of 25,753 teachers and non-teaching staff by the 2016 School Service Commission, ordering them to return their salaries with interest at 12% per annum. The High Court has declared all the appointments null and void. In its scathing observations, the court noted that the document suggests that the state government approved creation of superannuary posts to accommodate illegal appointments. The High Court order has given the BJP also ammunition to attack the Trinamool Congress. The BJP attacking the Mamata government, saying this is undoubtedly the biggest government-sponsored recruitment scam and lives of millions of youth have been ruined. Mamata, however, terming the court order illegal and saying that she will challenge it in the top court. Listen in.
কি প্রমাণ না তো 26,000 টিচারদের চাকরি চলে যাবে। আমিও বলে রাখি, আমরাও লড়ে যাব, লড়াই করব। যাদের কথা বলা হয়েছে চাকরি বাতিল করা হলো, চিন্তা করবেন না, হতাশ হবেন না, কেউ জীবনের ঝুঁকি নেবেন না। আমরা সবাই আপনাদের পাশে আছি এবং যতদূর লড়াই করার আমরা লড়াই করব। একজনকে দেখলেন না, বিজেপি ভোটে দাঁড়িয়ে গেল, তার অর্ডার ছিল এটা। সুপ্রিম কোর্ট এটাকে স্টেট একদম স্যাটিসফাইড করে দিয়েছিল।
हाई कोर्ट के इस फैसले ने ममता बनर्जी की सरकार को कंप्लीट एक्सपोज करके रख दिया है। टीचर की नौकरियों के लिए 10 लाख से 15 लाख रुपया खाया गया है। इनके मंत्रियों के घर से 50-50 करोड़ रुपया मिलता है। यही बताता है कि यहाँ करप्शन का राज है, जनता का राज नहीं।
Well, Tuin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP with us, Tausif Khan, lawyer and also leans towards the Trinamool Congress with us, Anand Ranganathan, author and political commentator with us. Now, the information that we have at our disposal, ladies and gentlemen, point to the total amount that's been recovered so far to about 365 crore rupees. And I'm just reading out some of the data that is also there on news18.com. The Enforcement Directorate has attached or seized 135 crore worth of properties in the first teachers recruitment scam in the state. There are not one, there are 2 cases. The total attachment in the 2 teachers recruitment scams is about 365 crore. The attached assets include 96 quota of land in Patharghata, 117 quota in Sultanpur, 282 quota in Maheshtala and 136 quota in Newtown, all of which are associated with certain people who are very closely involved in the teachers recruitment scam and their associates. This is the level. And the first arrest in this case was Partha Chatterjee, a close confidant of the Chief Minister of the state, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, a very senior leader within the Trinamool Congress. But this is all illegal. Tohin Sinha.
Namaste, Anand, sabko namaste. You know, this is one of the most shameless scams in the history of the country, the history of the country's politics. Because look at how Mamata Banerjee's people, her aides, have been playing with the student community, with the future of the country. 26,000 teachers, will be losing their jobs after eight years after the appointments. They were appointed in 2016. So imagine, if 5 people or 4 to 5 people, are in their family, some 1 lakh to 1,25,000 people will be affected. But most importantly, who is at the core of the scam? Partha Chatterjee, one of the closest aides of Mamata Banerjee. In fact, you would recall that in July 2022, 50 crore cash was recovered from Partha Chatterjee's house and his associate Arpita Mukherjee's house. 50 crore cash and 5 kgs gold. So this is the tolabazi industry which Mamata Banerjee has been running for the last 13 years, in an unbridled fashion in Bengal. There are similarly other scams, the land grab scam involving the great Sheikh Shah Jahan, who she shielded for a good 52 days. There is the ration scam. And, but there are larger questions over here for the India Alliance. Is this the reason why, Rahul Gandhi has been waxing eloquent about job creation? Because for them, for the India Alliance, job creation is all about taking bribes, giving fake jobs and actually making a lot of money, which...
Before you even broad-base it to the India Alliance, Tohin Sinha, a simple question is the future of the kids. This is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standard appointments. This was the basic appointment. This was supposed to be done even in primary schools. Tausif Khan. So this is the promise that was made. What a big fraud this is. Tausif, you're on mute, unable to hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Anand, Anand, we are talking in the backdrop of events that have unfolded in Bengal and in Calcutta High Court, where one judge resigned from his post and is now contesting on BJP election. Just 2 days after his resigning, he declared that he will be joining, and he joined BJP and is contesting election. That's the backdrop. Now we have seen Mamata Banerjee's statement that how can a BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari 4 days before the judgment was passed announce that there is coming a big blow to against Trinamool. How did he know what the judgment is going to be? That's another question that the Chief Minister has raised. Let us come to the judgment. Why more than 25,000 teachers should lose their job? You see, in India, we follow the Blackstone ratio. The legal jurisprudence follows the Blackstone ratio, which says that it is better that 10 guilty persons should go free than 1 innocent man should suffer. Not all of these 26,000 persons, the decision, not all of them. Yet the judgment has punished all of them. And the judge has itself said so in the judgment. Now you see the government has prepared to go for an appeal, and when the SLP is taken up, we are confident that there will be a stay by the Supreme Court, because not only those teachers stand to lose their job, but there is a direction from the judgment from the High Court that these people should return their salary in all these years they have earned, along with interest. Now, appointment may be good or bad, but they have received money, they have received salary for the services they have provided. Now, there's a huge flaws, according to me and many legal luminaries, who think that this is a bad judgment. and it should be the Supreme Court will give a stay on this judgment.
You are broad brushing open-handed corruption by those who are part of Trinamool Congress leadership and the ministry, and the brazen corruption and ruining the lives of these 25,000 teachers, their families. 25 and the last 8 years, all the students who have been taught by below average teachers and who have not done.
The
bigger, don't try and punch holes in the judgment when you should look within yourself and say this is open proof of cut money and tolabazi. Dr. Ranganathan.
Open proof of
cut money and tolabazi, sir. You are a lawyer. Choose your words carefully. You are broad brushing the August Calcutta High Court under the whole garb because the judgment is very inconvenient to you. The other day, Tausif, you were waxing eloquent about the Calcutta High Court. The other day, right here on the right stand, you were saying that the court has said this. Look at the court judgment. Today, you are again casting aspersions on the entire integrity, honesty, and the judgment of the Calcutta High Court. This case was filed, sir. This case is being heard for more than 7 years now. The first of the petitions that came through alleged that nearly 50 such appointments have happened, that ballooned to at least 500, and these were public interest litigations that were filed, and you are today turning around and casting aspersions. You are casting aspersions. You are casting aspersions on the judge, on the court. What the judge does once the court demits office, when he demits his office and his position is a different point, sir. No. Please don't try and cast aspersions on one judge and then broad brush the entire judgment. So are you then with that logic, Tausif Khan? Are you then accepting that Partha Chatterjee was a fraud? Partha Chatterjee is corrupt. Partha Chatterjee indulged in corruption, and Partha Chatterjee, who's been found guilty and found 50 crore rupees, was acting at the behest of the leadership of the Trinamool Congress. Are you with your own logic, sir? Are you with your own logic, Tausif Khan, then admitting if what you say applies to Justice Gangopadhyay, then that should also apply to Ms. Mamata Banerjee? Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree, sir? Do you agree, sir? Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand, is that flawed logic? If Mr. Tausif Khan, and I am not saying it, Tausif is saying it, if by Tausif Khan's logic, Justice Gangopadhyay's judgment and his work is tainted, then by that logic, Partha Chatterjee, Trinamool Congress, and Partha Chatterjee's boss, the Chief Minister of Bengal, is she also, does she have her hand in the till? Is she also as corrupt? Does the same logic not apply, sir? Or is it different? Yes, as per Tausif Khan, not as per me, as per Tausif Khan. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Yes, good evening, Anand. Tausif bhai, this is very unlike you, very unbecoming. 5 minutes ago, I was asked to come into the debate. Please don't do this. Did I interrupt you? I didn't. I heard you patiently. Please have the temerity to listen to other people as well. I didn't interrupt you. My name was Anand. We cannot go like this.
Yeah. No. My point is, sir, he's been caught. He's been caught today with his own logic, and we can even pull out the other day he was waxing eloquent about the Calcutta High Court because of an observation that the court had made against the BJP and some leaders there, and something that was adverse. So both ways, you cannot bat both ways. And right now we are questioning his logic. If he believes that what the actions of Justice Gangopadhyay questionable and that there have perhaps taints the whole of Calcutta High Court and it's all of its judgments, then does that logic not apply to the Trinamool Congress and its leadership? Dr. Ranganathan now. Yes, please.
Anand, hunting for, asking for logic in TMC is like looking for a needle in a haystack. I hope I will not be interrupted, but as I run the risk of being interrupted, I'll be very brief because I need to be direct in this. This is a very serious issue. Anand, this is unprecedented. I repeat, unprecedented. In any civilized country, such a decision by the judiciary would have led to the resignation of the head of state in which the scam was perpetrated. Instead, the head of state, Mamata Banerjee, reacting to this authoritative Calcutta High Court judgment of cancelling the hiring of 24,000 teachers and non-teaching staff through the 2016 WBSC Bengal School Service Commission, ordering them to return their salary with interest within 4 weeks, asking for fresh recruitment against these vacancies within 15 days instead of resigning. Mamata Banerjee is now saying that this verdict is illegal, and worse, She is accusing the judiciary of being influenced by the BJP. This is unbelievable, Anand. One of the judges who gave this order is Justice Muhammad Shabar Rashidi. I repeat his name, Justice Muhammad Shabar Rashidi. I challenge the TMC and the spokesperson to say live that Justice Rashidi is in the pockets of the BJP. Do you have the guts to say so? I ask you, is this not contempt of court, Anand? What Mamata Banerjee has said and what TMC is alleging? Or is contempt of court meant only for ordinary citizens like you and me? Second, did you note the near silence, the absence of complete outrage? 2.5 million OMR answer sheets have been ordered to be reevaluated. 2.5 million. This is not about bribe giving and taking. The bench observed that these answer sheets were manipulated in 2016, making all recruitments through them illegal. As
Yes.
you know, the TMC education minister was accused of taking and holding hundreds of crores of black money and arrested in this scam. But hey, democracy is alive and kicking in Bengal because gang rapes in Sandesh Khali promotes women's safety. 20,000 panchayat seats going uncontested promotes electoral process, and 24,000 teachers sacked promotes education system.
Toin Sinha, the fact is violative of Article 14 and 16. I'm reading the operative part of the judgment I had. It's a 282-page order sheet. And towards the end, these are the points that stand out. And they have also looked at the entire list of cases that it's compiled together. What it is saying is, and I'm reading from the order sheet, it says that it is violative of, all appointments granted in the selection processes involved being violative of Articles 14 and 16 of the Constitution of India are declared null and void and thereby cancelled. That's the level to which OMR sheets available in 3 hard disks, if not already done or such portion not done, must be uploaded in the website of SSC forthwith and be made available to the public for viewing, just to show who are the people who got the appointments and how. Toin Sinha and the Bengal government and its chief minister today are saying the court is compromised, the judgment is illegal, and even one of the judges whose name Dr. Ranganathan took, I didn't want to take the name because not judge our judges based on what their names are and what their backgrounds are.
Anand,
we have to look at it based on the judgment, but still, yes.
This is the most ruthless indictment of a state government. But the core issue over here is that of cut money, is of tolabazi. They did not even spare the education system of their habit of getting cut money in everything. So, cut money is a common thing, but at least they should have spared the children, they should have spared the education system. The point is, the buck stops with Mamata Banerjee over here. The education minister was her man Friday. The education minister was basically doing her bidding. So, there are direct questions to Mamata Banerjee, and she brazening it out with the judiciary and calling the judgment illegal is a direct contempt of court, which I'm sure action will be taken. Subsequent action will be taken in the
They've
court
got
of law
6 weeks.
that.
6 weeks, Toin Sinha. They've got 6 weeks, yes.
But I'm really appalled at the way she is calling out the judiciary. It really, whether it is the election commission or the judiciary, the fact is, since the TMC stands completely exposed to, today, especially the tolabazi industry, they are hitting out at the judiciary, which shows that they are temperamentally unfit to be in a democracy.
Tausif, please respond. This is what the court has said. In default, the district magistrates under whose jurisdiction such candidates reside will take expeditious steps to realize the amount from such persons as arrears of land revenue and shall ensure that recovery is made within a period of 6 weeks of the date of initiation of proceeding for recovery. You know what, Mr. Tausif? The fact is that the Trinamool Congress must pay up for these 24,000 teachers. The Trinamool Congress must foot the bill.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead, Tausif. Please respond. You're on mute again, Tausif. You're on mute again. Please unmute yourself.
Anand, BJP may have, a wishful thinking. BJP may think that perhaps the court should have ordered that the money should have been recovered from the Trinamool party. But at least the court has not passed any such order. Now, the direction is upon the magistrate, as you are right, to initiate a proceeding which will ultimately lead to attachment proceeding. Now, please imagine, please understand, we are talking about the return or the refund of the salary that these teachers have received in lieu of the services they have provided. Now, their appointment may be good or bad. The process of appointment may be flawed. There may be corruption. I am not disputing that, because we are talking. Look at the number. 26,000 people are
Do a
affected
calculation,
by it.
sir. It will
Now-
be
now-
less than the
now-
365 crores that have
now-
been seized. What I'm saying,
Anand,
Tausif, is that the Trinamool
Anand,
Congress should own up and the
Anand.
Trinamool Congress should pay up, because it's a Trinamool Congress minister and appointee who indulged in this corruption, who's now behind bars. So the Trinamool Congress should pay up on behalf of these 24,000 families. This is what I'm trying to say, Tausif.
Anyone who is culprit, including the Trinamool minister, who is even behind bar now, if he is found guilty, he should be convicted and let him languish in the jail. And not only him, anybody else who is found
Mr.
to be
Khan,
culprit
the
in this
buck
scam should
stops
go to
with
jail.
your
But
CM.
why should the innocent suffer?
Correct. So
The
don't let
court
the innocent
even
suffer.
admits-
Let the Trinamool
even
Congress
the
pay up,
court
sir.
admits- even
Let the
court
Trinamool
admits
Congress
that
pay up,
all-
sir. It is
all
your minister, your
26,000
neta, at whose
Anand,
home 50 crores cash was
we don't
found, 365
Anand,
crores seals, so much of quota parcels of land that has now been also seized by the Enforcement Directorate. Then let the Trinamool Congress cough up the money on behalf of these 24,000 people. Say, listen,
Anand.
we frauded you, we cheated you, we took tolabazi money from you, cut money from you, we will pay up. That's what I'm saying in the because इतना आपको दर्द हो रहा है ना कि इनका पैसा
Anand,
गया,
you are
तो पैसा
repeatedly-
जब लिया था आप ही ने लिया, आपकी पार्टी ने लिया, आपकी पार्टी के नेता ने लिया.
Anand,
You know,
Anand,
Anand, we have seen
generally
the
you
way
don't
we have-
interrupt. You allow
we
me
have
to
seen the
speak.
way Mamata Banerjee stands up for wrongdoers, whether it is Sheikh Shah Jahan or whether it was Partha Chatterjee. So I think, you know, it is the onus is upon Mamata Banerjee to apologize and to quit immediately. You know, we need to look beyond
Sir-
the scam, because the kind
Do you-
of suffering
do
which
you,
has been
according to you,
inflicted
is this a
upon the
scam or not?
students,
From
the
his
suffering
post
which has
and
been
joins
inflicted
BJP,
upon the
is this a scam?
26,000
Before you call for
teachers
resignation,
and the families.
call for this money to be paid up. Call for the dues with 12% interest over the last 8 years to be paid up by the Trinamool Congress, sir.
Well, absolutely.
Or from the assets of Mr. Partha Chatterjee that have been seized.
Absolutely, but I think, you know, the buck, like I have repeatedly said, stops with Mamata Banerjee, and she needs to apologize, she needs to quit over here.
We have to wind up 30 seconds, Anand Ranganathan. And then Tausif, I'll give you the last word. Yeah.
Anand, let me just draw out an analogy that would be very simple to understand for my good brother Tausif Bhai. You know, he says that the service provided by the teachers whose positions have now been rendered illegal were done in good faith, and therefore taking their salary and all that, he's basically insinuating that should not be the case. Let us say a BJP MP does very good job, helps the poor people, builds homes, supplies waters, builds roads, and ultimately it turns out that he was elected through a flawed and cheated electoral process by hacking EVMs. A simple question to Tausif Bhai: should that BJP MP pay back all the salary? Yes or no?
Anand, the scams are of all kinds. I'm asking a very simple question. I just need 10 seconds. A fact, and it is a proven fact, that a judge who has been passing order from last 2 years against Trinamool government as desired by BJP resigns his post, joins BJP, contesting on BJP's ticket. Is this a scam or not? Is this a scam or not? Do you see this as a scam or not?
No, my point is, sir, once Tausif Khan, you take the right stand on behalf of all those 24,000 teachers and their families, teachers and non-teaching staff and their families, and say that the Trinamool Congress should pay up the money, including the interest on their behalf, then you have the right to ask this question, along with the fact that answered Dr. Ranganathan's point that the judges who sat on this case, are they also compromised? Are they also BJP agents?
A BJP agent.
So let's park those. You will not answer those questions because it's tough. You will not take the right stand because it's tough, it's inconvenient. That's where I'll stop this debate. We'll see. We'll continue to track this story. Thank you very much, Tausif Khan, Tuhin Sinha and Dr. Ranganathan. Stay on as we shift focus and then look at the larger aspect, the political fight that's been triggered by the strong charge and aggressive one made by the Prime Minister at the Congress party, Rahul Gandhi, and the Congress manifesto for Lok Sabha 2024. For the third third consecutive day, PM Modi escalated the attack against the Congress party. The Prime Minister reiterated that the Congress aims to seize property from people and distribute it among their Khas Log, their special vote bank. Today, the Prime Minister further escalated this attack by bringing in reservation issue, alleging that the Congress had previously pursued this Muslim reservation. So, a religious denomination getting reservation under the caste category, that is the SC/ST category or the backward caste category. Prime Minister claimed that between 2004 and 2010, the Congress in Andhra Pradesh made several attempts to implement reservation for Muslims as a pilot project, but this was struck down by the Supreme Court. He further added that the Congress wanted to reduce the SC/ST reservation and distribute it among the Muslims when it was in power in the centre. Congress took strong objection to the Prime Minister's remark and said he was only diverting from real issues. Let's listen into what the PM said.
कांग्रेस पार्टी की सोच हमेशा से तुष्टीकरण की रही है, वोट बैंक की राजनीति की रही है। 2004 में जैसे ही कांग्रेस की केंद्र में सरकार बनी, उसके सबसे पहले किए गए कामों में था, सबसे पहला काम था चुनाव जीतने के बाद आंध्र प्रदेश में SC/ST के रिजर्वेशन में से कमी करके मुसलमानों को रिजर्वेशन देने का प्रयास। ये एक पायलट प्रोजेक्ट था जिसे कांग्रेस पूरे देश में आजमाना चाहती थी। 2004 से 2010 के बीच कांग्रेस ने 4 बार आंध्र प्रदेश में मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन लागू करने की कोशिश की, लेकिन कानूनी अड़चनों की वजह से सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जागरूकता के कारण वो अपने मंसूबा जो लेके चले थे वो पूरे नहीं कर पाए।
Well, there are 16 sects, if my memory serves me right, and we'll try and have a look at that also, where Muslim groups have got under backward caste reservation. Now, Tawin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP with us, Dr. Ranganathan, author with us, and Shyam Prasad Meka, leader of the Congress party with us. Tawin, the Congress party says this is all false. This is like trying to divert attention, dhyan bhadkao strategy.
Well, Anand, you may be aware, I have been saying this for some time, that this Congress is the modern day Muslim League. And if you specifically look at the manifesto, it's a mischievous manifesto. 13 times the word minority is mentioned. Not a single time the word majority is mentioned. The only time it is mentioned is in a negative connotation, the word majoritarianism. The multiple references to wealth redistribution and to personal laws, they obviously had an insinuating impact. Now, you know, we know the history of the Congress party. We know how the Waqf Act was brought in 1995, which gave overriding powers to the Waqf board to acquire any land which they deemed was their own, you know, in which even the court would be helpless. And that was only strengthened in 2013 through an amendment 7 years after Manmohan Singh very categorically said that the first right over the resources of this country is with the minorities, specifically with the Muslims. And by the way, what Manmohan Singh said in 2006 was reiterated 4 months ago very emphatically by Sida Ramaiah, the present Karnataka CM, who said that, you know, he would redistribute the properties of this country among the Muslims.
Right.
So I think, you know, there is a very clear motive involved over here. And if you put 2 and 2 together, you know, as Honorable Prime Minister explained today, between 2004 and 2010, they made multiple attempts in Andhra to take away reservation from the SC/ST quota and give it to Muslims. A similar thing has been happening in Karnataka. A similar thing would have happened in many other states, provided the Congress party had the governments over there.
Right.
So I think, you know, this Congress party needs to be viewed with skepticism. This is a dangerous Congress party, and I think the onus is upon the Congress party to explain what it means by redistribution, because redistribution for the Congress party is a very dangerous word. You can't trust him with it.
Now, I'm just sharing this information. 2004, reservations for Muslims in government jobs and education was first announced by the then Congress state government. 2010, the Supreme Court stayed the implementation of Muslim reservation, but then a 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court headed by the then Chief Justice of India, KG Balakrishnan, stayed the High Court order and allowed the continuation of 4% reservation for Scheduled 14 categories of Muslims listed under the backward classes BC category in E category. Then, in 2022, a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court started hearing this plea, challenging the constitutional validity of reservations for Muslims in Andhra Pradesh as economically and socially backward classes. So, a religious denomination, our constitution does not allow this. And this is all going to come out of the SC/ST reservation clauses. Shyam Prasad Meka, please tell me, should scheduled tribes quota should it go on a religious denomination to Muslims, or should it go to any religious denomination? Because it's not. Our constitution does not mandate quota or reservation on the basis of religion. This is part of the Congress's manifesto.
Correct. First of all, it's ridden with a lot of misinformation. We need to understand what happened in Andhra Pradesh. Not taken from SC/ST quota. It was adhering to, when initially it was bought in, the overall limit of the overall reservation has been breached. And second, when Chandrababu Naidu tried to do it for religious, on the religion grounds, it was struck down by the court. When YSR Congress party government came in, 4% was promised as the backward communities amongst Muslims were added into the BC categories, and they were given 4%. That was the fact. And now the people coming and saying it will be taken from SC/ST quota, these are all simply fear mongering.
No, Shyam Prasad Mekaji, see, please tell me, where is this quota going to come out of? One. Secondly, the whole argument and logic is that the caste system is an anomaly or a problem as far as the Hindu society and Hindu way of life is concerned, Hindu Samaj is concerned. There is no caste system in Christianity and in Islam. That's why the conversion game itself happens. Then, how are you a caste or a backward class while you have changed community? Now, aren't you asking for quota on the basis of religion then? Then is that not wide the constitution itself? And somewhere this is going to pinch, right? It's going to pinch the backward class only, the backward classes and also the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Kahin se to ye quota khichega na, because there is a ceiling. You can't give beyond that.
They won't say.
Anand, see, the ceiling is there. If any shortening of anybody's quota happens, it happens from the OBCs. Okay. And also, it's not on the religious basis. Nobody, Congress party doesn't support any religious
but
basis.
16 groups of Muslims are getting on what basis?
No, wait.
Then you give it as backward class only. Then that is between. That
is what Narendra Modi ji is talking about. Pasmanda Muslims day in day out.
No, he can talk about he can talk about Pasmanda Muslims, but the category is economically poorer section. So you have only reservation for haves and have-nots, and anybody who's got an income less than 10 lakh rupees per annum will qualify based on merit. Are you willing to do that? You're not promising that. You're saying specifically for Muslims, I'm going to create this category. That's the appeasement game. The Congress manifesto says it's for Muslims. It does not say I'm going to create a separate category for the upliftment of Parsis who are less than 1% in the country. For the upliftment of Sikhs who are less than 3%. Sir, it is there.
Tell me the page number in Congress manifesto. I have it right in front of me.
Okay. Now, can we just play out this soundbite of Mr. Rahul Gandhi? So then either he is lying or the Congress manifesto is lying. Listen to what Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying. Listen.
Play it.
Yeah, we're playing it, sir. We're playing it.
मैं आपसे सिर्फ ये कह रहा हूं, आप जग जाओ. आपको लूटा जा रहा है. 24 घंटे आपको लूटा जा रहा है और आप देखते जा रहे हो. मैनिफेस्टो में हमने क्रांतिकारी काम करना है. पहला काम जाति जनगणना. इससे सबकी गिनती हो जाएगी. सबको पता लग जाएगा किसकी कितनी आबादी उसके बाद इकोनॉमिक सर्वे होगा, फाइनेंशियल सर्वे होगा, हिंदुस्तान की सब संस्थाओं का सर्वे होगा। सबको पता लग जाएगा हिंदुस्तान के धन में किसकी कितनी भागीदारी है।
There is another soundbite when he talks about the caste caste quota and the category. We'll play that out also. Now, Dr. Ranganathan. So that's the next point. We will X-ray the wealth. We will divide the caste. We'll see which caste is rich. We'll take money from them and we'll give it to the other group. Now, in the Congress manifesto, as far as the Muslims, there is a separate category. Affirmative action is what is spoken about there. And this is a continuation of what Prime Minister referred to as Dr. Manmohan Singh said, first right of resources is on with the Muslims. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Anand, I have a couple of points to make. Number one, why is it that when it comes to reservations, suddenly Islam has caste discrimination as well? On all other issues, it is the wretched Hindus and Hinduism that is supposed to have caste discrimination. But suddenly now, Islam has caste discrimination. So we must do something for upliftment of the castes that are there belonging in Islam. The other issue is, as you very well know, Anand, that Jinnah said, I will either have a divided India or a destroyed India. He managed the former. Rahul Gandhi is intent upon managing the latter. And when you asked that this reservation quota will come only from the one that is predetermined to be within 50%, one of the poll promises of Congress party is they are going to junk the Supreme Court ceiling of 50%. This is what they're going to do. They are going to have social engineering on an unprecedented, disastrous scale. And I want to ask, you see, there are two things out here, Anand. You must understand the psyche. It is all very well, every political party panders to a vote bank. I can still say, yes, it would be wrong, but it is not an issue if Congress is blatantly pro-Muslim. It's all right. The problem comes when it is, in addition to being pro-Muslim, it is anti-Hindu. You remember during the UPA, of course, Tuhin mentioned the Draconian Waqf Act, but even more draconian than that was the communal violence bill. That said that in the event of a communal riot, the person always held guilty would be a person belonging to the majority, i.e. the Hindu community. This is how blatantly Congress is anti-Hindu. Pro-Muslim is one thing. Being pro-Muslim and anti-Hindu is another. It's a double whammy. And this is what is going to happen. That is why I applaud the BJP when it scrapped the 4% reservation quota in Karnataka. It promised it will do so, and it has done so. This is going to be the death knell of any society prospering in this country if religious quotas comes in.
No, and also, if you want to give reservation, you give to the have-nots. Have-nots be from any of the communities across the country. Any citizen of the country who's a have-not, who needs upliftment, who needs help, should be given. Give 50% reservation to have-nots. Why should it there be for Muslims, for any of the castes or any of the groupings? There are haves and have-nots across all strata of society. Then make it on merit. That nobody will agree, because this game of divide and rule will then flop. To Insina.
Anand,
Congress manifesto does not talk about any quota for
Anand,
Muslims.
The Congress manifesto has tried to be too clever by half. On the one hand, you have multiple references of caste census and Rahul Gandhi mentioning about the socio-economic survey. And on the other hand, you have multiple mention of Muslim financial empowerment, provisions to uplift the community. Now, if you put two and two together, what it seems is that they will go for the socio-economic survey, the X-ray as Rahul Gandhi calls it, but the number of times the manifesto mentions that the rights of minorities will be protected. In all likelihood, Muslims will be exempt from this by virtue of Articles 25 to 30 of the Constitution. Hence, the onus of this survey would entirely be upon the Hindu community, and it is they who would be, liable to give out wealth.
We will conduct a caste survey.
In excess of what Rahul Gandhi thinks.
Then in the interest of safeguard the interest of the minorities with affirmative action. What is that affirmative action? Before Anand Ranganathan speaks, just quickly playing out what Rahul Gandhi said on reservation also.
हमने वायदा किया है कि जैसे ही हमारी सरकार आएगी, जो हमने तेलंगाना में किया, जाति जनगणना को हम पूरे देश में इंप्लीमेंट कर देंगे। पिछड़े वर्ग को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, गरीब जनरल कास्ट के लोगों को, माइनॉरिटीज को पता लग जाएगा कि इस देश में उनकी भागीदारी कितनी है। इसके बाद हम फाइनेंशियल और इंस्टीट्यूशनल सर्वे करेंगे।
We will do what we did in Andhra Pradesh. 4% quota for Muslims.
You tried to connect
we'll do
it
what
very
no,
hard.
we'll do what we did in Andhra Pradesh. That's exactly what he said. Yes. Anand Ranganathan, finally.
You will become Prime Minister Narendra
Sham
Modi very
Prasad
soon.
ji, just 10 seconds. Yeah, 2 points. Number one, when Rahul Gandhi says hum caste survey karenge, arey they have all, UPA did the caste survey. I want to ask Shyamji, why didn't it make it public? What was so scary about the caste survey that it was not made public? Number two, it is also a fact that the get out clause or the loophole in all this, Anand, is the OBC. The full form of OBC is other backward classes, not other backward castes. But the reality is that those classes are actually castes. So when Mr. Shyam Prasad says that, look, we are not talking about the caste system, it is the class system, and the Muslim classes, backward Muslim classes are being given reservation. I want to ask him, is that the case for all OBCs? Do you consider, for example, Ghachi, Teli, Mali as classes or castes? Say it openly then.
It's purely play with words, but that's the dangerous play of words. Classes either have or have not. There can be only two classes. The classes that are backward are economically backward, or they are so that should go across the board. How is that then suddenly becomes caste when it is convenient, and it becomes community when it's community? It's convenient. Very dangerous, gentlemen. I have to wind this up. We'll take this up properly in the coming days.
Okay.
We've got the Chhattisgarh Deputy CM standing by. He should be joining us live any moment now. Taking a very short break. Thanking all our guests on debate number 2. Stay with us.
Well, it's time for the big Trivandrum battle. I'm joined here at the Trivandrum Central with none other than the BJP candidate, Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv, final stretch, absolutely last day of campaigning going on.
Last but one.
Tell me, what are the thoughts in your mind? Because there's a big prestige battle in this prestige constituency.
Well, I'm not so sure the prestige battle, but it is a battle nevertheless. It's a three-way fight between the CPI and the Congress and the BJP NDA, and it's a battle not so much about people as much as it's about the future of Trivandrum. And I have made it very clear from the 4th of March when I first came here, after my candidature was announced, that Trivandrum over the last 15 to 20 years has had very little to show in terms of progress and development, and I intend to change that, and that is my candidature. So I am extremely happy today that the people of Trivandrum are responding to the message of change. They certainly want more and more development and prosperity and jobs and skills and investment. And they want to certainly shrug away the last 20-25 years of rhetoric, unfulfilled promises, and really get somebody who can deliver.
You know, Shashi Tharoor's kind of building a campaign that you don't know what work has happened in the last 15 years in Trivandrum because you haven't been here.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Tharoor is entitled to his opinion and his wisdom and his make-believe world that he is simply a genius or whatever it is that he wants to. It's the people of Trivandrum that will decide. Has the MP done what he is supposed to have done or not? I don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything.
In a battle of alliances, will personal equations spoil chances? Join me, Smita Prakash, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections is equal to CNN News 18.
We move cricket.
Well, it's time for the big Trivandrum battle. I'm joined here at the Trivandrum Central with none other than the BJP candidate, Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv, final stretch, absolutely last day of campaigning going on.
Last but one.
Last but one. Tell me what are the thoughts in your mind, because there's a big prestige battle in this prestige constituency.
Well, I'm not so sure the prestige battle, but it is a battle nevertheless. It's a three-way fight between the CPI and the Congress and the BJP NDA. And it's a battle not so much about people as much as it's about the future of Trivandrum. And I have made it very clear from the 4th of March when I first came here, after my candidature was announced, that Trivandrum over the last 15 to 20 years has had very little to show in terms of progress and development. And I intend to change that, and that is my candidature. So I am extremely happy today that the people of Trivandrum are responding to the message of change. They certainly want more and more development and prosperity and jobs and skills and investment. And they want to certainly shrug away the last 20-25 years of rhetoric, unfulfilled promises, and really get somebody who can deliver.
You know, Shashi Tharoor's kind of building a campaign that you don't know what work has happened in the last 15 years in Trivandrum because you haven't been here.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Tharoor is entitled to his opinion and his wisdom and his make-believe world that he is simply a genius or whatever it is that he wants to. It's the people of Trivandrum that will decide. Has the MP done what he is supposed to have done or not? I don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. It is the people of a constituency at the time of every election that will decide whether an MP has lived up to the trust that the people have placed in him.
Yeah.
And I will suggest to you today, and it will be vindicated on the day of the election, that he certainly has been given 3 opportunities by the people of Trivandrum. Not 1, not 2, 3.
The Kanker operation on the 16th of April that accounted for 29 Maoists just ahead of phase 1 has also seen a fair amount of criticism and questions raised by the Congress party. Joining us now is the Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister Vijay Sharma ji. Vijay ji, namaste. Dhanyawad. Thank you for speaking with us here at CNN News 18. ये कांकेर में जो ऑपरेशन हुआ इस एनकाउंटर को आप कैसे देखते हैं, क्योंकि कांग्रेस ने कई सारे इस पर प्रश्न उठाए हैं.
मैं आपको एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ कि 29 तारीख को 18 तारीख को जो 29 नक्सली कांकेर के उस एनकाउंटर में मारे गए थे, जिसमें कांकेर का दक्षिण भाग और नारायणपुर का उत्तर भाग था, उसके संदर्भ में बड़ा दुखद है कि हमारे प्रदेश के ही पूर्व में मुख्यमंत्री रहे भूपेश बघेल जी ने इस तरह की बात कही. उन्होंने कहा कि ये फर्जी एनकाउंटर है. उनको देख करके सुप्रिया श्रीनेत जी ने भी कुछ भी कह दिया, शहीद आदि आदि. ऐसे ही राज बब्बर जी ने भी पहले कहा था. ऐसे ही इनको अपने देश के जवानों के सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक पर भी और एयर स्ट्राइक पर भी ऐसे ही आपत्तिजनक प्रश्न इन लोगों ने किए थे. मैं आपको ये दिखाना चाह रहा हूँ कि ये नक्सलियों के द्वारा जारी ये प्रेस नोट है, और इस प्रेस नोट में भी उन्होंने 29 लोगों के नाम, उनका एड्रेस, उनका जो डेजिग्नेशन उनकी तरफ जो भी था वो सब कुछ जारी किया हुआ है. वो तो स्वीकारते हैं कि 29 नक्सली मारे गए हैं, उनके साथी मारे गए हैं, लेकिन भूपेश बघेल जी नहीं स्वीकारते हैं. जैसे कि इमरान खान हमें पाकिस्तान में स्वीकारते थे कि गजब का एयर स्ट्राइक हुआ है. हमारे देश के लोग वही कहते थे कि जिनको विश्वास नहीं है सेना के जवानों के सामर्थ्य पर, वो कहा करते थे कि फेक हुआ है, पेड़ों पर बम गिरा कर आ गए हैं. इस तरह की बातें हुआ करती है.
पर ये जो घटना घटी ये फेज 1 से ठीक पहले हुई है. फेज 2 और 3 को लेकर आप आश्वस्त हैं सिक्योरिटी की नज़र से भी, और 11 सीटें हैं वहाँ पर लोकसभा की, उसकी नज़र से एज अ पार्टी, एज पॉलिटिक्स?
अजी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी में मैं आपसे निस्संदेह कहना चाहता हूँ, समूचे देश की जनता वैसे तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी को तीसरा टर्म देना चाहती है. मोदी जी का स्पष्ट ऐलान है कि 2 कार्यकाल में बड़े काम हुए हैं, लेकिन वो तो सिर्फ ट्रेलर है, फिल्म देखना अभी बाकी है. तो पूरी देश की जनता चाहती है कि तीसरा एक टर्म उनको दिया जाए, नरेंद्र मोदी जी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बने, और वह भी 400 पार के साथ बने, ताकि जो बड़ा परिवर्तन वो चाहते हैं, देश चाहता है, देश का जनमानस चाहता है, वो बड़ा परिवर्तन हो सके देश में. छत्तीसगढ़ में भी वही स्थिति है. दूसरे चरण में जो मतदान है उन सीटों में, और फिर तीसरे चरण में 7 तारीख को यहाँ पर अगले महीने के पूरा मतदान हो जाएगा, और 11 की 11 सीटें भाजपा जीतेगी. इसमें कहीं कोई संशय नहीं है.
चलिए जरा नक्सलवाद की बात करते हैं, माओइज्म की बात करते हैं. ये रेड टेरर, ये कॉरिडोर जो है, ये छत्तीसगढ़ में इसका एपिसेंटर है. आपने एक सरेंडर पॉलिसी की बात की है, क्या इसकी घोषणा हो चुकी है, जहां आपने ये कहा है कि कुछ लोगों को छोड़कर, कुछ नक्सलियों को छोड़कर, वांटेड को छोड़कर अधिकांश के FIR स्क्वॉश कर दिए जाएंगे अगर वो सरेंडर करते हैं? क्या ऐसा ही है?
ये सब कुछ अंडर डिस्कशन है अभी
जी।
इट इज़ नॉट फाइनलाइज, कुछ भी अभी फाइनल नहीं हुआ है और इसमें सारे लोगों से राय मशवरा की जा रही है। इनफैक्ट पत्रकारों से भी बहुत राय मशवरा की जा रही है। आपको भी कुछ ध्यान आए कि एक अच्छा सरेंडर पॉलिसी कैसे हो सकता है, उसको आप बताएंगे। उस पर भी और बहुत सारे संस्थानों से जो इस दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे पूर्व के अधिकारी हैं, वर्तमान अधिकारी हैं जो इस दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे नेता हैं उस क्षेत्र के जिन्होंने जमकर वहाँ पर लोकतंत्र के लिए लड़ाई लड़ी है। उन सब से सलाह मशवरा करके एक अच्छे सरेंडर पॉलिसी, पुनर्वास नीति बनाई जा रही है
जी।
और उसके संदर्भ में ही मैं आपसे ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि कुछ ऐसे बड़े लोग हैं जो टॉप लेवल के इनके लोग हैं, मैं सोचता हूँ कि ना उनको परवाह है इस बात की और ना ही सरकार को परवाह है इस विषय पर कि वो क्या करेंगे, कैसा करेंगे। तो सामान्य जिनको बरकला कर रखा गया है, से 95-98% लोग जो बंदूक की नली के भय से ये काम कर रहे हैं, जिनको भ्रमित करके ये काम कराया जा रहा है, उन सब के लिए सरेंडर पॉलिसी, जो स्वयं ही जिनका भाव गलत है, उनके लिए सरेंडर पॉलिसी का अर्थ ही क्या है।
पर एक बात बताइए, ये बस्तर क्यों अभी भी नक्सलियों का गढ़ है? कोई तो वजह होगी।
अच्छा कह रहे हैं आप। एक तो जो कांकेर एक जिला है, बस्तर एक जिला है और पूरा संभाग बस्तर है। तो कांकेर में जो घटना हुई या बस्तर में वर्तमान में जो स्थिति है, विशेष रूप से बीजापुर, सुकमा, दंतेवाड़ा ऐसे जिलों में जो स्थिति है, इसके थोड़े अपने कारण हैं। बीहड़ जंगल है और वनांचल में काफ़ी दिनों से सक्रियता के बाद ये कुछ लोगों को पकड़ के उन लोगों ने एक ऐसा ग्रुप तैयार कर रखा है जो दबाव के कारण, अधिकतम लोग दबाव के कारण ऐसा करते हैं। एक समय ऐसा भी अभी आया बीच में जब हर घर से एक जवान हमको चाहिए, ऐसा करके उन्होंने अभियान करके और बहुत सारे लोगों को अपने साथ जबरदस्ती किया था। और फिर बाद में परेशानी ये होती है कि उनके खिलाफ केसेस हो जाते हैं, वो केस उनके खिलाफ एक होता है, फिर वो सोचते हैं कि इधर रहें या इधर जाएं। इन्हीं परिस्थितियों में लोग फंस जाते हैं। इसमें मैं निसंदेह ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि देश के दूसरे प्रांतों में, महाराष्ट्र में सिर्फ एक जिले में थोड़ा सा नक्सलवाद का विषय रह गया है। आंध्र प्रदेश में या फिर उड़ीसा में या फिर झारखंड में, यहाँ पर नक्सलवाद लगभग समापन की ओर है। छत्तीसगढ़ में भी विगत सरकार ने भी अगर अच्छा काम किया होता, इस दिशा में मेहनत करके काम किया होता, वैसे गलतियाँ नहीं की होती जैसे अभी फिर से कर रहे हैं, तो फिर हम भी उसी स्थिति में अभी आज होते। 5-10 साल इस स्थिति में रहने के कारण, ठीक से काम नहीं करने के कारण, मैं सोचता हूँ कि और भी बड़ा काम वो बढ़ गया है। जो कम हुआ था वो थोड़ा बढ़ गया है। अब आने वाले समय में अधिकतम लोग जो सरेंडर करना चाहते हैं, उनको बिल्कुल आधी रात को ऑफर है, वीडियो कॉल पर बात कर सकते हैं, किसी मीडिएटर के थ्रू बात कर सकते हैं। कोई एक बात करना चाहे करें, कोई छोटा समूह, कोई बड़ा समूह, जो बात करना चाहे करें, लेकिन मुख्य धारा में आए, आगे बढ़कर समाज के साथ मिलकर काम करें। उसके लिए सारे प्रावधान किए जा रहे हैं। नियत निलनार एक बहुत अच्छी योजना है, उसके आधार पर काम किया जा रहा है। मैं आपसे इतना ही इस विषय पर कहना चाहता हूँ कि बस्तर में जो कुछ हुआ उसके गुनहगार कई लोग हैं। अब उस विषय का डिस्कशन अभी है नहीं। विष्णुदेव जी की सरकार है, प्रतिबद्धता के साथ इस विषय पर काम कर रही है और इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है कि आने वाले समय में बस्तर इस विषय से मुक्त
आप
होगा।
उनको रेड कॉरिडोर, ये कॉरिडोर, टेरर कॉरिडोर कम हो रहा है, श्रिंक हो रहा है, मानता हूँ। ये भी मानता हूँ कि आप उन्हें मेन स्ट्रीम पे लाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन आपको ये भी मानना पड़ेगा कि इतना सारा असला, आर्म्स, एम्यूनिशन इनके पास कैसे पहुँच रहे हैं? ये तो बहुत बड़ा गहन आंतरिक सुरक्षा का मामला है। हाउ इज इट रीचिंग देम?
देश की आंतरिक सुरक्षा को पहले बहुत हल्के में लिया जाता था। मैं सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कह रहा हूँ इस बात को कि मैं भाजपा का हूँ, मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि मैं भारतीय हूँ। 2014 के पहले देश में अनेक शहरों में बम फूटा करते थे, आतंकवादी हमले हुआ करते थे, कहीं आतंकवादी घुस जाया करते थे, गोलियां चलाया करते थे। ये सब हम लोग लगातार देखते थे। दृढ़ता के साथ जब इस पर काम किया गया तो आज आप देख लें, देश में वो स्थिति नहीं है। अब आतंकवादी घटनाएं ऐसे शहरों में, कानपुर, लखनऊ, दिल्ली, मुंबई, ऐसे नहीं होता है। मैंने बहुत नियंत्रण आया है उस पर। ऐसा ही मसला यहाँ का है, इस पर भी शीघ्र नियंत्रण होगा। और असला के संदर्भ में AK-47 है, 303 राइफल्स हैं, SLR हैं, इंसाज हैं, इस तरह के जो हथियार इनके साथ बरामद हो रहे हैं, ये सारे हथियार भाई कैसे भी विदेशों से आ रहे होंगे, लेकिन देशी कोई ना कोई कनेक्शन होगा तब तो आ रहे हैं। तो कैसे आते हैं? तो ऐसे देशद्रोही कौन है, इनको स्पष्ट करना पड़ेगा और इन पर सख्त कार्रवाई करनी पड़ेगी। ये देशद्रोही छत्तीसगढ़ में कुछ तो इसमें आंकड़े निकल रहे हैं, पता चल जाएगा। और जो होगा उस पर दंडात्मक कार्यवाही होगी। और बाहर से जो लोग आ रहे हैं, बाहर से छत्तीसगढ़ के बाहर के भी अगर लोग हैं इसमें जब संलिप्त हैं
जी,
तो माननीय अमित शाह जी हैं देश के गृह मंत्री, सबको इस विषय पर तो उल्टा लटका करके सीधा किया जाएगा।
जी विजय शर्मा जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द forthcoming phases 2 and 3 in Chhattisgarh. Thank you for speaking with us. Namaste.
आभार सर, बहुत बहुत आभार आपका, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Namaste.
थैंक यू आनंद जी,
Namaste.
थैंक यू आनंद जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
With that, it's a wrap of this edition of The Right Stand. Stay with us. Brass Tacks with Zakir Jacob after the break.
Well, it's time for the big Trivandrum battle. I'm joined here at the Trivandrum Central with none other than the BJP candidate, Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv, final stretch, absolutely last day of campaigning going on.
Last but one. Tomorrow
Last but one. Tell me, what are the thoughts in your mind? Because this is a big prestige battle in this prestige constituency.
Well, I'm not so sure the prestige battle, but it is a battle nevertheless. It's a three-way fight between the CPI and the Congress and the BJP NDA. And it's a battle not so much about people as much as it's about the future of Trivandrum. And I have made it very clear from the 4th of March when I first came here, after my candidature was announced, that Trivandrum over the last 15 to 20 years has had very little to show in terms of progress and development. And I intend to change that, and that is my candidature. So I am extremely happy today that the people of Trivandrum are responding to the message of change. They certainly want more and more development and prosperity and jobs and skills and investment. And they want to certainly shrug away the last 20-25 years of rhetoric.
How will these elections impact Bharat's rise in the world? Join me, Nalin Mehta, for the most dynamic and distinctive coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equals CNN News 18.
Well, it's time for the big Trivandrum battle. I'm joined here at the Trivandrum Central with none other than the BJP candidate, Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv, final stretch, absolutely last day of campaigning going on.
Last but one. Tomorrow
Last but one. Tell me, what are the thoughts in your mind? Because this is a big prestige battle in this prestige constituency.
Well, I'm not so sure the prestige battle, but it is a battle nevertheless. It's a three-way fight between the CPI and the Congress and the BJP NDA. And it's a battle not so much about people as much as it's about the future of Trivandrum. And I have made it very clear from the 4th of March when I first came here, after my candidature was announced, that Trivandrum over the last 15 to 20 years has had very little to show in terms of progress and development. And I intend to change that, and that is my candidature. So I am extremely happy today that the people of Trivandrum are responding to the message of change. They certainly want more and more development and prosperity and jobs and skills and investment. And they want to certainly shrug away the last 20-25 years of rhetoric, unfulfilled promises, and really get somebody who can deliver.
You know, Shashi Tharoor's kind of building a campaign that you don't know what work has happened in the last 15 years in Trivandrum because you haven't been here.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Tharoor is entitled to his opinion and his wisdom and his make-believe world that he is simply a genius or whatever it is that he wants to. It's the people of Trivandrum that will decide. Has the MP done what he is supposed to have done or not? I don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. It is the people of a constituency at the time of every election that will decide whether an MP has lived up to the trust that the people have placed in him.
Yeah.
And I will suggest to you today, and it will be vindicated on the day of the election, that he certainly has been given 3 opportunities by the people of Trivandrum. Not 1, not 2.
Is the historic third-term dream achievable? Join me, Shapun Das Gupta, for the most dynamic and distinct coverage, unrivaled political punditry, and the sharpest election analysis. Elections equal CNN News 18.
Co-powered by...
Well, it's time for the big Trivandrum battle. I'm joined here at the Trivandrum Central with none other than the BJP candidate, Union MOS Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Rajiv, final stretch, absolutely last day of campaigning going on.
Last but one.
Last but one. Tell me, what are the thoughts in your mind? Because there's a big prestige battle in this prestige constituency.
Well, I'm not so sure of the prestige battle, but it is a battle nevertheless. It's a three-way fight between the CPI and the Congress and the BJP NDA. And it's a battle not so much about people as much as it's about the future of Trivandrum. And I have made it very clear from the 4th of March when I first came here, after my candidature was announced, that Trivandrum over the last 15 to 20 years has had very little to show in terms of progress and development. And I intend to change that, and that is my candidature. So I am extremely happy today that the people of Trivandrum are responding to the message of change. They certainly want more and more development and prosperity and jobs and skills and investment. And they want to certainly shrug away the last 20-25 years of rhetoric, unfulfilled promises, and really get somebody who can deliver.
You know, Shashi Tharoor's kind of building a campaign that you don't know what work has happened in the last 15 years in Trivandrum because you haven't been here.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Tharoor is entitled to.
Good evening, this is Rastak Zaka. Jacob, the Prime Minister has doubled down on his attack on the Congress Party and its manifesto, especially all the talk about a wealth survey and redistributing the wealth among those who are the most eligible. The Prime Minister once again said the Congress, if it's voted to power, will not just redistribute wealth from Hindus and others and give it to Muslims, but he went one step further. He said the Congress will snatch reservations, which are meant for Dalits, SC, STs, OBCs, and then give a portion of that to the Muslims. He cited the Congress's record from 2004 to 14, particularly when it comes to states like Andhra Pradesh, who tried Muslim reservation for it to be struck down by the courts. The Congress says the Prime Minister